Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah. We continue reading from Imam Al-Ghazali's The 99 Beautiful Names of God. Al-Maqsad Asna fi Sharh Asma' Allah al-Husna, translated by David Borel and Nazih Dahir. We have read thus far, after the 99 beautiful names, we have read the epilogue, and we have read the concerning the meanings of the names, offering explanation how these many names resolve to the essence with 7 attributes according to the people of the Sunnah. And today, inshallah, we are reading, offering an explanation how all of these attributes resolve to a single essence according to the teaching of the Mu'tazilites and the philosophers. Imam Ghazali said, and we are on page 163. He said, while this chapter is not really appropriate to this book, we nonetheless offer this brief treatment in response to a request. Should anyone wish that it not be included in this book, he may drop it, since it is of no importance to the argument of the book, to what the book is about, the 99 beautiful names of God. Now I say, فأقول, although those people deny the attributes and only assert a single essence in God, by they, هؤلاء are the Mu'tazilites and the philosophers, as is also in brackets here in the translation. They deny the attributes and only assert a single essence in God. They do not deny his actions, فَلَمْ يُنْكِرُ الْأَفْعَالِ, nor a multiplicity of negations or additions to it. فلم ينكر الأفعال ولا كثرة السلوك ولا كثرة إضافات. Moreover, they are sympathetic to what we have repeated concerning the names according to these 10 possibilities. Now, 10 possibilities, and this we talk about the 7 صفات السبع. فما ردناهم الأسامي إلى هذه الأقسام, meaning the 10 possibilities that were mentioned in the previous chapter. About the aims. So that's kind of an addition by the translators according to these 10 possibilities. So the word 10 is inserted there by the translators. It's not wrong. It's not wrong really, in terms of it does fit the meaning, but it's not there in the Arabic text. Regarding the 7 attributes, which are life, knowledge, power, will, hearing, seeing, and speaking, they contend that all of these resolve to knowledge. They, the Mu'tazila and the philosophers. And then that knowledge resolves to the essence. The explanation they offer is that hearing is the same as his perfect knowledge with regard to sound, and sight is the same as his knowledge with regard to color and other things seen. Furthermore, according to them, speech resolves to his action and according to the Mu'tazilites, comprises the words which he creates in matter from inanimate materials, while the philosophers resolve it to the hearing which he creates in the essence of the Prophet. May God's blessing and peace be upon him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, so that he hears further speech as that sleeping person might hear it, without its coming to him from outside. And that is attributed to God Most High in the sense that it is not realized in the Prophet by the action of human beings and the sounds they make. Now, Imam Ghazali in the second chapter of Ihya Ulumuddin on Islamic creed, when he deals with divine speech, he, of course, because the essential position is like nothing is like unto him, so he does not resemble, and nothing of his creation resembles him in that from that perspective. When we so there's a negation in the sense of that that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks without any instruments. Okay? So his voice, they talk about it's even the so is his speech really. No voice box, no sound box, no vibration, no strings, no all the acts that the human beings do to create a sound, it's not applicable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in the story of Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam, when on his way back from Madian, he saw the fire at a distance, and he asked his family to stay behind. فلما أتاها نودي يا موسى. It was Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All the following speech in the Quran is by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam responded. So there was that also that kind of I mean, it appears as a dialogue, but of course, Sayyidina Musa alayhi salam would utter the words the way we do, okay, and hears the words the way we do. But this is not applicable to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the same metaphor Imam Ghazali uses, like when one is sleeping and hears a speech. This is from within, not from without. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates that speech in the human being. So, but I'm saying that the position of Imam Ghazali is pretty much what we have right here. The only thing is that the difference is that the Mu'tazilites and the philosophers would deny the attribute of Sama and al-Basar. Okay? As-Sami' al-Basir. Because from their perspective, it is the equivalent of knowledge regarding either sound or image. Imam Ghazali continues, regarding life, they contend that it is the same as God's knowledge by His essence, because whatever knows by its essence is said to be alive. while whatever does not know by its essence is not called living. Regarding life, they contend that it is the same as God's knowledge by His essence, because whatever knows by its essence is said to be alive. Now let me read the Arabic. وأما الحياة فعبارة عندهم عن علمه بذاته لأن كل ما يشعر بذاته فيقال إنه حي وما لا يشعر بذاته لا يسمى حيا. So only will and power remain. ولا يبقى إلا الإرادة والقدرة. They contend that the meaning of will consists in His, referring to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Most High and Holy Ones, knowing the ratio of the good and its order, so that good exists as He knows it. So His knowledge of a thing is the cause of that thing's existence. When He knows the good proper to a thing, it will be achieved. And if there be nothing repugnant in it, He will be satisfied, subhanahu wa ta'ala. And whoever is satisfied may be said to have willed, and hence will can be resolved to knowledge without repugnance. So far as power is concerned, it means that He, subhanahu wa ta'ala, acts or not as He wills. Now His action is something known, and His willing resolves to His knowledge of the ratio of the good. So willing simply means that whatever He knows would be good to exist, will be created by Him, and whatever He knows will not be good to exist, will not be created. So the order of the good, the order of the good. Here in brackets bonum ordinis we have النظام المعقول وسبب النظام الموجود. The order of the good, bonum ordinis, needs only His knowledge of it to exist. Just as whatever does not exist owes the fact that it does not exist to the absence of His knowing that there is good in its existing. Rational order is the cause of the actual order. Okay. Rational order is the cause of the actual order. فالنظام المعقول هو سبب النظام الموجود، والنظام الموجود تبع النظام المعقول. And the actual order complies with rational order. Complies is fine, follows تبع. They claim that our knowledge only needs power to realize what it knows, because our action only takes place through the body. So it is necessary that the body be sound and characterized by strength. Now, in general, this is fine. When in translation they say because our action only takes place through the body, well, it is al-jariha. Al-jariha is part of the body, so that's why I say it's fine. But to be more precise, it's the one specific external organ, al-jariha. That should be sound, salima, and characterized by strength. وموصوفة بالقوة. Except As Imam Ghazali, of course, says, but he does not make use of a body, he does not make use of a jariha. Okay? So both are definitely negated, but simply trying to be as faithful to the Arabic text as possible. So his knowledge suffices to bring what he knows into existence. So power also resolves to knowledge. Then they claim that knowledge in turn resolves to his essence, for he knows his essence by his essence. And knowledge, knower, and thing known are one. فيكون العلم والعالم والمعلوم واحدا. He only knows what is other than himself by his essence, since he knows his essence to be the source of every existing thing. And he knows that all existing things come from his essence by way of dependence. Yet this does not imply multiplicity in his essence. فلا يوجب ذلك كثرة في ذاته. فيعلم سائر الموجودات من ذاته على سبيل التبعية فلا يوجب ذلك كثرة في ذاته. They contend that the knowledge, they claim, ثم زعموا that knowledge, they allege, they claim that the knowledge the one has, that the one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is his essence, is related to the multiplicity of objects known, much like the knowledge of an accountant when he's asked, what is the double of the two? And the double of the double, and the double of that double, and so on like that for 10 times. Before setting these doubles out in detail in his mind, he is certain of what he will arrive at, given what he already knows. That certainty is the source of the detailed exposition when he undertakes it. For that very certainty is a single guiding principle related to all the doublings of two, even to an infinity of such doubles, without any need to elaborate it in detail. And just as the doubling of two proceeds towards multiplicity by degrees, so it is with existing things, among which an order can be found. There is no multiplicity in the first of them, but they call each other forth to multiplicity by degrees. So there is no multiplicity at the beginning, ولا كثرت في أولها, and slowly. There is no multiplicity in the first of them or at the beginning, but they call each other forth to multiplicity by degrees. To explain that and refute it would take too long. So let me appeal to what we have said about in Kitab At-Tahafut al-Falasifa. For it remains far from the intent of this book, and God knows best. وإبطاله, to refute it, مما يطول شرحه ويستظهر في ذلك بما ذكرناه في كتاب التحافت أنه كالخارج عن مقصود هذا الكتاب, which means that we could revisit the book of Tahafut al-Falasifa, which has in which Imam Ghazali deals with 20 issues. 3 of them he rendered them as non-believers, and on 17 accounts the 17 accounts would be bid'ah. But the three, they claim that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the universes and does not know the particulars, that the universe coexists with God in al-alam qadim, and the third, that they deny that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will resurrect the bodies on the day of judgment. Inshallah, we'll continue with the next chapter in the next session. Next chapter on explaining that the names of God Most High are not limited to 99 so far as divine instruction is concerned. We have touched upon this, but inshallah we'll deal with this in details in the next session with the Nazil. Until then, سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.